What's up guys, today I'm going to be installing a short throw shifter into my 2007 Mustang GT with the 3650 manual transmission. The shifter is right here. It's from MGW. I've heard these are the best shifters. It like rivals the Barton and the Triax. It's a lot better than the Hurst. But this one's adjustable, which is pretty cool. You can adjust the reduction in throw. I believe it's from 15 to 50% reduction in throw. It might be more, don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty excited to get this thing installed today. It's gonna be a fun time. But man, look at this thing. This thing is just gorgeous. It's all machined aluminum. It's really quality piece. It's totally worth the wait. MGW takes a long time to get you the stuff. That's how you adjust it. You turn this in and out. And lastly, we have my custom shift knob from MGW as well. I got the one. I wanted to rep the brand so people know what's in here because I didn't get the flat stick. So this is weighted. I don't remember the weight. I'll put it right somewhere on screen. But this is stainless steel. This is the spherical gripper knob, and this is aluminum right here. So it's not the heaviest one they offer. It's the second heaviest. But I really just wanted a clean look instead of, you know, that. Just get this. I didn't want anything too flashy. That's why I didn't get the flat stick. But I'm really excited to get this thrown in the car. All right. Sorry that's a little crooked. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. Put that back in the bag for safekeeping. This bag in the box. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this today, so I might be wearing different clothes next time you see me after we finish this here drive. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can get everything done today and we can get this thrown in. The shop I'm going to may not have space for me to work. I need some air. It is hot today. It's 72 up here in the north. I do have an exhaust. I wish I had made a video on it. I have a video of a cold start, but I can't exactly, you know, rev my car a lot because of where I live. Where my house is, people would get rather upset. I'm so ready to just get this short throw shifter in there, and I'm gonna try to talk about it on my last little bit of my drive here. I'm almost to my destination. I am so sorry about the mount again. The camera's just shaking everywhere. It must be painful to watch. I'll try to smooth it out as much as I can. Yeah, this current shifter, I don't know, it's not notchy. It feels vague, you know, especially second to third. I hate second to third. It's literally an awful time. Sweet. It looks like they have a lift open, which... All right, what's up guys? I had to do a voiceover, but basically right here, I had the center console stripped out. You just have to take out 2 screws and then pull out some tabs, and that's how you get to it. You also have to take off that shift boot. It's like a little retainer, and the actual shift boot and the shift knob. Those are just some things you have to take off to get to where you need to be. Okay, I sped this up, but what you do right here is there are 4 18mm bolts for your transmission support brace, and you want to drop those 4 bolts evenly so you can lower your transmission a little bit, because the shifter linkage, the front, it's kind of difficult to get to if you don't do this. So this is pretty much a necessary step if you want to do this with the most ease. I didn't, because I didn't have a ratcheting wrench, which the installation video really recommends doing, but I only had a regular wrench and it was kind of a pain in the ass. So right here, I'm disconnecting the shifter linkage from the actual shifter. It's a 13mm nut. You need to save it to reinstall it with the MGW stuff. They provide a lock washer when you reinstall it, but we'll get to that when it's time for the reinstallation. I show it at the end. The installation part of the video is a lot better than the disassembly portion, but here's the nut. That's what you need right there. So this is the rear bracket of the shifter assembly. There's a little tab on the driver's side, I believe. Yeah, this is the passenger side right here. There's a tab on the driver's side that you need to remove once you get both these 10mm nuts loose, and I'll show that later on in the video. Sorry I'm stuttering, I'm tired. But this is just a different angle. Yeah, you just need to take those 2 off, and then you need to work the actual shifter bracket off. There's a rubber bushing in there. That all comes off. You won't reuse that. You won't even reuse the hardware. Now you disconnect the 10mm bolt from the forward linkage arm that connects the shifter to the transmission. Okay, now I have the stock shifter out. So this is ready to go in. I did this off camera. Basically, you take it push this through the top of the transmission tunnel and then pull this up and then push it up. Okay, the next step, you just drop this guy in like this, and then you work it down in. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I'm gonna get this all the way in, but you get the gist of it. So this is the bolt with the blue Loctite. It's the 10mm bolt from earlier that you disconnect from the transmission and the linkage arm. You just want to put this in by hand at first because you don't want to cross thread it, because then you need a new transmission and that would not be a fun day. So just get it started by hand, and like I said before, a ratcheting wrench would do much better. You can kind of see me struggle to tighten this. This is towards the end, but you just want to get that hand tight. You don't want to over tighten it because you don't want to break anything off. And it should be good to go. Once that's done, we'll move on to the next step. I messed up when I said you want to get that hand tight. You just want to tighten that with the wrench, just kind of where it stops. You don't really want to over torque it because it will snap off, like I said before, but past hand tight, obviously. So here's the rear bracket and the hardware. I show you the hardware right now. It was kind of weird. I don't know why I did that. And I do apologize for my phone being in portrait mode. I don't have a camera, so I'm recording on my cell phone, which I think the quality is pretty decent for what it is. We'll try to get a camera, but make sure you install the rear bracket with the silver side facing the back of the car. You want the gold side facing the rest of the shifter. And that's very important to install it the correct direction. But you use the new 10mm nuts that MGW sends you. They are self-locking nut. I still put some blue Loctite in there just to be sure. Make sure you don't over tighten these, by the way, because if you snap those studs, you're going to have a really bad day. So, you know, just like get it tight, but don't over torque it. All right, now's the part where you set the reduction and throw. So you want to turn it all the way clockwise, so righty-tighty for people like me. And you just want to take it as far as it goes, and then you want to turn it to the left and loosen it, and make sure the arrow is facing the driver's side. And then you will turn the arrow however many revolutions you want for your reduction and throw. MGW said that most people like it 4 to 5 turns. I did 5 turns, as you can see here, and I think it's a bit much. I would do 4 turns if I could do it again, which eventually I'll go throw my car on a lift again and redo it. But yeah, don't go more than 10 because that'll mess it up. All right, the next step is to insert the shifter linkage arm into the bushing, the actual shifter. I had already done this, that's why the bushing was popped out. But that's the next step. The next step after this is to put on the 13mm nut that goes on the linkage arm, and you just want to get that tight, you know, nice and snug. You don't want to over torque it. That seems to be like the running theme of today's episode, is just not over tightening things. At this point, we're going to tighten the transmission support bracket, and you just want to get that tightened in a star pattern as if you were tightening a wheel, like a crisscross pattern, you know, not one after the other on each side. And once you get that done, you'll have to torque it down. The torque specs, it's 60 foot-pounds. There's a part where I torque it, but I think I'm going to cut that out of the video because, you know, you don't need to see me tighten it and torque it. Just get it even, and because obviously you don't want your transmission sitting in there all wonky. Yeah, on to the next step. Next, you put on this inner shift boot, and it is a pain in the ass to do. You're just going to have to work it in there with a screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, and you're just going to kind of grit and bear it and get it done with, you know. This is towards the end as I'm done. It is a huge pain in the ass, but it's 100% necessary to cut down on road noise. I did not like this part. This was really the hardest part of the whole thing, though. Order is from top to bottom is nut, lock washer, regular washer on the actual bottom. You do have to tighten that down. It's a 19mm nut.
I was just kind of getting a test fit right there, but you just kind of adjust that to however you want. Right here's the part where you cut the dynamat. Some cars, I believe 08 and 09 came with like extra sound insulation. MGW gives it to you, but if you don't have that, then you cut this dynamat. You just kind of cut out a hole and make it fit so you can get in your get a little bit more sound insulation. And I did notice this at the end. It very much helps with like heat and transmission noise because it is loud. Here's me installing it. It went in. It is a pain in the ass to get in. Anything with like keeping noise out on this car is a pain in the ass to deal with, but that's a good thing because that means it's snug and it's going to keep a lot of heat and noise out. So just kind of deal with it and get through it. And if not, MGW supplies like an extra sound barrier. You'll see me put that on in a second. You could probably just install that and be just fine. This isn't really super necessary. It's just like creature comfort thing, you know.
All right. Now we need to reinstall this guy. This is pretty easy. And then there's two little tabs right here in the front that you want to make sure you get it in. Like so. Get this guy down in the back. Sweet. And then there's two screws right here. One on each side that you have to install. All right, let's go ahead and get our shift loop reinstalled. All right, starting out, it's so notchy now to begin with. I do like it from going into first gear. However, that is only first gear. I may hate it. So taking off, it's scary. It's definitely a change. I think I like it. I'm not used to it, obviously, but I think I do like it right now. I missed second and went to fourth. Let's hope I don't miss third. Oh no, that was such a smooth transition. It really is a superior product to the old clunky stock shifter. It's a lot beefier. You look at it, it looks strong. The stock one, I'll show you when I get home. There's a picture I'll put right here. As you can see, it looks so flimsy in comparison. The MGW is just so much better. I'm not sponsored. I'm wearing an MGW shirt. That's just because I bought it, because I like to buy shirts and parts I buy. I don't know why. I've always done it, and I have a lot of them. Taking off again. Going into second gear is a little bit, I can tell that's going to take some getting used to. You definitely have to pull on it. This is my daily right now for summer. So I don't know that it was the best choice to put this in my daily driver, but I am thoroughly, it's significantly better. I don't know that I like it more than my Triax and my EcoBoost. However, I'm not going to draw that comparison unless I drive a 3-valve with the Triax in it, because that's a whole different transmission. The car is not faster, obviously, but driving it with the weighted shift knob and everything, it does feel better. I keep going first to fourth, so that's probably because I made the 5-turn reduction. The installation process instructions, they said most customers prefer 4 to 5 turns. I will eventually go back to 4 turns because I'm not really digging this 5-turn thing. It's a little too tight, but I'm definitely, it goes from second to third a lot better than it would have before. So I'm overall happy with it. I also like how much lower my shifter is. The stock shifter is kind of tall, and it feels more well put together. The stock shifter should have been, or stock shift knob should have been right where this one is. You obviously can't tell in the video. So my final thoughts on this: I would recommend this product. It's quality, like I said before. You know, it's beefier. Shit. Third to fourth, not third to second. That was not my intention there. Going in reverse is a bit tricky. I will say that. It's not the easiest to get this car into reverse now. Really have to manhandle it into reverse. All other aspects, I do enjoy it. So, this is the stock shifter. I showed you the MGW before I put it in. Look at this thing. This thing's just atrocious. It looks cheap. Like, Ford obviously put the bare minimum into this. They have to turn a profit. You just think they could do better. Like, I'm sure if you changed out the shifter bushings, that would make a world of difference. But I don't know, man. The MGW, I'm a fan of it. That being said, enjoy your days, be nice to people, and drop a like, maybe subscribe if you're into 3-valve content, because that's all I have, so that's all that's coming your way is going to be 3-valve content. Anyway, thank you, have a wonderful day, and see you on the next video.